It's time to talk about the Winwing PAP3. It's been out for a while now, and I've had this thing for months now, but I've only started using it recently. So let's jump into the video and I'll let you know why it's taken me this long before I started using the Winwing PAP3. Before we get started, a special shout out to Winwing for providing the PAP3 for the purpose of making this video. That being said, this doesn't make any of my comments biased in any way, and you'll find that out during the video. Winwing has been releasing a bunch of consumer grade cockpit hardware such as the Airbus FCU and the EFIS, the McDo and Boeing PFP. And now they have released the PAP3. Their consumer range is not the best on the market, but they have the best value on the market for a entry-level consumer grade cockpit hardware. Before Winwing, if you wanted to pick up anything when it comes to a cockpit airline hardware, you'd either have to make your own or jump straight into the pro consumer market. When it comes to the Winwing PAP3 or the Airbus range, I like the Boeing PAP3 the most. Not because I'm a Boeing fanboy by any means, it feels and looks a bit more beefy, sturdy, and a little high in quality. I've been sitting on this PAP3 for some time now, and that's because I'm exclusive flying in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I deleted the 2020 version of the sim quite a while ago, and until now there hasn't been anything particularly desirable to use the PAP3 when it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Now that we have a recent release of the iFly Max, and at the time of this video, Winwing has informed me they are currently working on compatibility when it comes to the PMDG 777 range. That being said, the PAP3 does work with the default Acerbo 737 MAX too, but if you have a great product like this, why would you use it with a default Max in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024? That being said, Winwing does have a aircraft supported list on their website for the PAP3. It does appear to be a little bit outdated. If you're flying airliners in 2020, it still works pretty much on all the Boeing aircraft. A lot of aircraft it will work with X-Plane 11 and X-Plane 12. So there's a lot of aircraft, but when it comes to 2024, we're really only getting some of the high detailed Boeings to use with the PAP3 now. Now let's take a close look at the PAP3. It does come with two mounting brackets that can be mounted to the side of the device. However, I prefer using the Flight Sim Mods desk stand. It lifts the PAP3 off the ground so you can easily turn the knobs without your knuckles scraping on your desk. And it places the PAP3 on a nice angle where everything is in the perfect eye direction. Flight Sim Mods makes all sorts of add-ons like this for Flight Sim hardware. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out this stand and a bunch of the other stuff. On the back of the PAP3, it connects via a USB-C. It also has a powered USB plug, so like many of the other Winwing devices, you can daisy chain over to, say, the Boeing PFP FMS unit. No programming is required when it comes to connecting the PAP3. Just load up the Winwing Sim app program before you start the sim and you will be right to go. Now, in previous videos, I have mentioned about the Winwing Sim app program, but it appears that Winwing are working quite hard and they've been updating it, and it's becoming quite a lot more stable with a lot of their devices, which is great to see. When it comes to the PAP3 itself, it's a one-to-one modeled design of the autopilot from a Boeing aircraft. It comes with 17 push-button switches, 5 rotary knobs, 5 position rotary knobs, and a rotary encoder wheel, which is the trim wheel. As you can see, it has everything you need going from left to the right of the PAP3. It does include the left and the right course heading knobs, the left and right flight directors, and also the course heading displays. Also has the auto throttle arm switch, which I'll come back to this in a minute. Has a speed indicator and also the N1 and and speed buttons, VNav, LNav, level change, heading, VOR, and approach buttons. These all feel a very nice tactile touch. Push them in and they light up green when selected. My level change button though, it actually fell off in a recent stream, which is quite interesting, but I just popped it on. It went on like pushing a key back into the keyboard, and I haven't had a problem with it since, but it gave me a little surprise that it just fell off so easy. Also has the altitude hold and VS arm buttons, vertical speed wheel, which again feels nice and has a nice click sound and feel, and a autopilot disengage switch that pulls down just like the real thing, which another advantage when it comes to the Flight Sim Mods PAP3 desk mount. When you pop it down, it gives you enough room to get your hand in there to do it. The auto throttle switch, when armed, will just basically flick back down straight away. You can purchase an additional mag switch, which can just be screwed on in place of the original switch. This will then hold in the correct spot when you turn on the auto throttle for the switch, and when the sim is bound to a joystick on the auto throttle, when you flick auto throttle off, it will then actually flick the switch down just like the real thing. It's not a necessary addition to the PAP3. It does work fine without it. However, it's a nice touch to have things bring that extra immersion in. Winwing sells the mag switch on the auto throttle as a extra purchase. This is to keep the cost down of the PAP3 device, and if simmers don't want the feature, they don't have to, or they can pay a little bit extra and get it. All the other rotary knobs on the PAP3 all have a nice feel and they have a nice click to it. Pretty much it's solid when it comes to that point of the knobs and switches. As you can see here, when connecting with the sim, there's pretty much no delay when actually using any of the switches, any of the knobs. Pretty much as soon as you click it, you'll see it happening on the screen, which is great for immersion, and it's what we know to expect when it comes to Winwing products. The Winwing PAP3 is a great addition to any Boeing flight sim flight. I don't like flying without it these days. Yes, there is other options out on the market when it comes to a higher grade that some simmers may want to pay that little bit extra, but you're going to pay 3 times the X or 6 times the X price when it comes to the PAP3. The PAP3 is a great consumer entry when it comes into a Boeing autopilot hardware kit option for your home flight simming use. When purchasing the PAP3 from Winwing, if you purchase it from the global store, you'll receive your device quicker than if you purchased it from the local or regional stores. However, you will need to pay a little bit extra when it comes to postage to be able to do that. These Winwing products have been very sought after, and some simmers have had to wait long times when it comes to purchasing through the regional stores, so paying a little bit more means you can get your Winwing product a lot quicker. A shout out to Winwing for sending over the PAP3 and the mag switch for the PAP3 so I can make this video. And now that we are seeing some Boeing aircraft being available to use the PAP3, I'm really enjoying it, and the wait has been worth it. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to pick up your PAP3 from Winwing, and also the Flight Sim Mods mount. And if you want to see more videos like this, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions about the PAP3, drop them in the comments below and I will do my best to take a look at them and reply, and I will see you on another video soon.